The prize is a date with Canada in Chicago on Thursday. The game here today at Foxboro, a place the U.S. men's national team has never lost. The opponent is Panama, and we're getting set for the second quarterfinal of the Concacaf Gold Cup. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to our coverage of the Concacaf Championship Gold Cup 2007. Alongside Shep Messing, I'm Steve Cangelosi. It all went splendidly for the United States in group play. 7 goals scored, none allowed. Now they take on a Panama team that simply is not at full strength for a very important game.
Steve, I think the U.S. team, as you alluded to, they flew through group play. But they're still worried about this Panamanian team in general, their striker Perez in particular.
Well, Escobar and Torres issued red cards in their last game in group play. They're unavailable. So too is midfielder Gabriel Gomez, who was issued a caution. He is suspended for today's game. So 3 key players unavailable. We'll see how their coach Alexander Guimaraes handles this. How did these teams get here? Let's check out the road traveled for the United States and Panama. First, the U.S., as we mentioned, a perfect 21-0-1 now in group play. They opened the tournament with a 1-0 victory over Guatemala. After that, they beat Trinidad and Tobago 2-0 on goals from Ching and Johnson, and then a 4-0 rout of El Salvador to wrap up group play. As for Panama, they opened up with a 3-2 win over Honduras, tied Cuba 2-2, and then shut out by Mexico in group play finale, but still had enough to advance to the knockout phase of this tournament. We're set for a good one here at Foxboro. The United States and Panama, the opening kickoff and the starting lineups straight ahead.
At the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, we test athletes in the lab. Because we know they'll be tested on the field. Gatorade, the most tested sports drink on the planet.
The screenings that happen here might be fun or dramatic, but it's not real life. There's another screening that is real life, and it could save your life. It's a screening test for colorectal cancer, the second leading cancer killer of men and women. Screening finds precancerous polyps so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. I got screened. Now it's your turn, so you can stick around and enjoy the show.
If you're 50 or older, get screened for colorectal cancer.
Work like a pro. Play like a pro. Tackle tough jobs. Dominate the game. Destroy the competition. Go professional. Choose Makita.
The only team to win 3 games in group play, the United States, seeking a 4th Gold Cup championship and looking to take the next step today. There's young Michael Bradley, part of the U.S. midfield, as the United States is set to take on Panama in this quarterfinal match. Again, a balmy, warm afternoon in New England at Foxboro. Game time temperature is 81 degrees. Who will hold up? Who will be the hero when all is said and done today? Landon Donovan leads the United States out onto the field for today's match against Panama. Welcome to our coverage of Gold Cup 2007 with Shep Messing. I'm Steve Cangelosi. Now the pressure is on. One mistake and possibly you go home.
Well, there's no question, Steve. You play just to get out of group play. That stage, now it's knockout. We get a look at the U.S. lineup. Very solid. Tim Howard, Frankie Heidak, Bocanegra, Bornstein, and Yegu at the back.
Taylor Twellman lining up as a forward, and we anticipate Clint Dempsey doing so, as he's done several times in this tournament. As for Panama, it begins with Blas Perez, arguably the most dangerous striker in this tournament. The referee is Neil Brizan. He hails from Trinidad and Tobago, and we're getting set for the opening kick. Yeah, the pressure is on number 7 because we referenced right at the top, Shep, key players out of the lineup for Panama.
Well, there's no question. I got a chance to speak to the assistant national team coach, Peter Novak for the U.S. team. And even with the missing Panamanian players, he's worried. Panama against Mexico, he said, could have scored 4 or 5 goals. So he's a little bit concerned on the defensive side of the ball for U.S.
We get the signal, and we are underway here at Gillette Stadium in Foxboro, Massachusetts. The United States in white and Panama in red. The head coach for Panama is Alexander Guimaraes, a man with vast experience, twice coaching in a World Cup for Costa Rica in 2002 and 2006. On his team being shorthanded, he said, "We have to prove this team isn't made up of 13 players, but 23. We'll see if they can back that up today." Battle forward in the midfield as Taylor Twellman is knocked down. He didn't get the foul call. Panama looks to push forward. Controlled on the far side of the field by the U.S. That's Jonathan Bornstein getting the start at left back, number 13.
I mentioned, Steve, the USA team not taking anything for granted, concerned about the Panamanian ability to attack, and I think the U.S. lineup reflects that. Mastroeni and Bradley, the holding midfielders. Bradley a little bit more defensive-minded than Feilhaber.
Benny Feilhaber started all 3 games of group play and really was playing extremely well. Cross from the far side by DeMarcus Beasley is deflected. This will be a throw-in for the United States. There is Felipe Beloy, the captain for Panama, the mainstay on their defense. Controlled in the midfield by the United States. They look to go up top. Landon Donovan in the box. Donovan shakes loose, tries to put it in off the right foot, and the stop is made by Jaime Pinedo. Great chance for the U.S. right off the bat.
Landon Donovan is a player that was spectacular for the U.S. in group stage. Here he gets a ball, fights off the challenge beautifully, but then he's running out of an angle. Pinedo does a great job closing him down.
And Donovan, the man who'll take the corner kick for the United States. Twellman is down low in the box. Donovan strikes this in swinger. Pinedo is able to grab it and settle things down for Panama.
And that's a good first ball for the goalkeeper. Confident goalkeeping. He's going up against the likes of Onyewu, who's a big, strong center back. He holds on to the ball on the first corner kick.
Frankie Haydick manning the position right back for the United States on the Gold Cup team for a 4th time representing the United States. In the midfield, Beasley plays this back. Carlos Bocanegra wearing the captain's armband. Gives to Onyewu. Haydick on the ball now. Little stutter step to shake loose. Onyewu for Carlos Bocanegra. And you could tell Bob Bradley has a lot of faith and respect for his leadership ability. Bocanegra had the captain's armband for the biggest win prior to the Gold Cup that Bob Bradley celebrated. That was that friendly versus Mexico. And Bocanegra has it again today.
And Bocanegra is a player flourishing in England, playing as an outside back for the U.S. right back.
Donovan to Haydick. Frankie Haydick off the right foot. Crosses one high, but this sails harmlessly over the goal line. Pinedo says, "Don't worry, we're okay."
Yeah, we haven't seen Bornstein previously overlap much on the left side, but you could expect this man to overlap at every opportunity.
Alexander Guimaraes watches his club work without some key players today, and Bob Bradley has known nothing but success since taking over, still undefeated as U.S. men's national team head coach. Battle in the midfield as Dempsey is knocked down at the midfield stripe by Beloy.
Yeah, we saw Bob Bradley. I like this midfield lineup. Mastroeni and Bradley give a real defensive bite to the holding portion. Beasley's had a good tournament, and of course Landon Donovan swinging out more to the right side of the midfield.
This one is sky high, headed into the box. Twellman with a drive, and it's just wide. Terrific chance for the U.S. and that man.
Panama will have to tighten it up if they're going to survive. That's a great little flick header. Twellman finds the seam, hits it with the left foot. That's skimmed off the far post. Great setup by Dempsey.
Well, the golden shoe tandem nearly creating the goal for the U.S. Dempsey to Taylor Twellman. Now back the other way. Panama pushing forward, and Yewu is back to defend. He comes together with Ricardo Phillips, number 15. The shove by Onyewu, who's already seen a red card in this tournament.
And Onyewu is physical, there's no question. Knocks Phillips off the ball. get tangled up a little bit. There's Phillips trying to keep the big fella down.
Ricardo Phillips in the starting lineup, perhaps because of those suspended players that we referenced, Escobar, Gomez, the two midfielders out, and Roman Torres, the staple at right back, unavailable to play. Victor Herrera is knocked down. They're going to call that foul against Frankie Haydick.
Yeah, that's the sliding tackle, the blades up by Frankie Haydick. He's going to get whistled for this. The referee really wants to keep a lid on this early. Neil Rizan.
Perez off the head, lays it off. Engin Mintre is getting the start in the midfield today for Panama. Weak cross, Mastriani took it down. Blas Perez now plays this. Mitre with a cross deflected in front, headed out by Haydick, all the way to Landon Donovan, who takes it the other way. Mastriani policing the midfield with Michael Bradley today. Yeah, that was the surprise when the U.S. lineup came out, only because Feilhaber got the start in the first three and played well in those three games. On a run is Carlos Rivera, but he can't get by the U.S. defense.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. Feilhaber did a great job, but he's much more of a finesse player going forward than Michael Bradley. If you're looking for some real stick in the midfield, there's another yellow card.
And it's going to be issued to Manuel Torres, number 14. Oh, he just grabbed Clint Dempsey.
Yeah, good call. That's the elegant skill of Dempsey, backheeling the ball to himself, and Torres just grabs him by the neck and takes him down. That's got to be a yellow. But I like Bradley, more of a stuck-in holding defensive midfielder than Feilhaber. So that a tactical decision by Bob Bradley.
Yellow card to Torres. Blas Perez has 2 goals in this tournament. Guess is, if Panama is going to win this game, they need him to do something heroic today. Onyewu on the ball, a free kick, United States. Plays this into the box. Twellman goes up for it loose. DeMarcus Beasley crosses, but that's headed away. Well, a flag went up, and this will be possession for Panama.
I think this is going to be a tough game, Steve. You know, the U.S. flew through everybody in group stage. There's the foul called against Twellman. But already in the first opening, Panama has shown the ability to get forward. The U.S. has not been under attack in the entire 3 games in group play.
Many feel it's a tournament that was set up for the United States and Mexico to meet in the final. It's important to note they have not met since the 1990s in the Gold Cup at any stage of the tournament. Been a number of surprises. There have been invited guests also, the likes of Brazil, Colombia, that have advanced into the later rounds of the tournament. But it won't be easy, that path just to get to Chicago and Soldier Field Sunday for either one of those clubs. There's probably more balance in this field than a lot of people anticipated. U.S. player is knocked down in that crowd. That's Onyewu slow to his feet.
Yeah, it takes a lot to knock him down, and Beloy is going to get the yellow.
In the 18th minute, the captain, Felipe Beloy, is issued the caution.
You made a good point, though, Steve, and this is evident of it. This is the best quality Gold Cup tournament I've seen. There's Onyewu embellishing a little bit. There's no way that he normally goes down with a shove like that.
Free kick, Panama, loose in the box, looking to get on it, Luis Moreno. Haydick is right there, knocked out by the United States. Panama applies pressure, and they'll get a corner kick coming up here.
And this is the example of what you were just talking about, Steve. Yes, Mexico and the U.S. clearly the 2 strongest teams coming into the Gold Cup tournament, but we've seen how much Mexico has struggled, and I don't think it's going to be a free ride for the U.S. to the finals either.
Tim Howard in goal for the United States. He had 2 of the 3 U.S. shutouts in group play. Casey Keller played in the other. Here's the corner for Panama. Cleared out by the U.S. That's Dempsey who headed it forward. Donovan now lays it off for DeMarcus Beasley. DeMarcus Beasley into open space. Donovan making a run. Gets it on his foot. This is Landon Donovan. Shot. Save is made by Pinedo. He got a piece of it. Off to the races. Landon Donovan nearly gives the U.S. a lead. Corner kick.
This is the touch that prevented the goal. Landon Donovan took it 1 touch too far out wide to the left, That enabled Pinedo to get a hand up. That's a world-class save, but that touch a little bit too far out. The angle acute. Pinedo made the stop, but that was the U.S. team at their best. DeMarcus Beasley winning the ball, hitting a break-in Landon Donovan in stride.
Landon Donovan with 9 career goals in the Gold Cup. Corner kick. Twellman fights for space. Donovan strikes it. In swinger. That's deflected, and this will be another corner kick for the United States. Twellman is down.
He got into it with the goalkeeper, Pinedo. I love the action, Steve. You think Panama didn't come into this game thinking they can win? They don't care about the red cards, the players out. They're scrapping and fighting. I saw the altercation start with a bump, Twellman and Pinedo.
They'll call this a goal kick now. Luis Moreno is number 3 for Panama. He got a hand in, and it's getting nasty out there.
Yeah, that's a flop, though. I don't like that by Taylor Twellman. He was drawing with this man, Pinedo. Panamanian player put an arm on his shoulder, and he flopped down.
Donovan lays this off. Mastriani across. Bradley. No score in the first half here at Gillette Stadium. Dempsey for Haydick making an overlapping run. Frankie Haydick forces the corner kick for the United States as that was knocked out by Carlos Rivera. The 28-year-old Rivera had a big goal versus Honduras. Donovan takes the corner for the U.S. And Panama doesn't want to go to the well too many times here. This is one of the taller U.S. national teams we've seen. And a header just over the crossbar. And this will come back the other way. Twellman got a piece of it and nearly gives the U.S. the lead.
You're right about the corner kicks, Steve. That's Twellman with the near post run. But you talk about Bocanegra, Onyewu. I mean, they have size and strength, the U.S., on these set pieces. Taylor Twellman, great in the air. A lot of options on free kicks and corner kicks.
This is a rematch of the 2005 Gold Cup final. On this Panamanian roster, there are 12 players left from that crushing defeat to the United States in the Gold Cup final in 2005. Manuel Torres played it across. Herrera now chases it down for Panama. He comes together with Haydick. And another yellow card is issued. Frankie Haydick is called for the yellow in the game's 28th minute, and Herrera is down.
Well, I think it's a good call again. Frankie Haydick a little out of control, just lashing out with the right foot, then scissoring, taking him down. That's a reckless challenge, the definition of a yellow card.
Herrera's a guy they need with so many players out. The attacking midfielder who's done well playing on the flank in this tournament. Free kick coming up. And a chance for Panama to strike first. The United States has not trailed in this tournament. Headed high by Onyewu. Tim Howard gobbles it up.
Yeah, that's confident goalkeeping. No need to punch that ball. Tim Howard comes out, collects it in traffic.
We march on in this scoreless game. Donovan tries to get to it. Nice job by Blas Perez to come back and steal possession for Panama.
Yeah, they need Panama for Perez to do that. He's an underrated passer of the ball. Great striker, also a good hold-up player.
Beasley for the U.S. lays it off. Dempsey tries to go back to Beasley. That's deflected high. The United States will push forward for the throw in here. Panama built confidence in group play. Yeah, there was the loss to Mexico, but let's not forget they played very well, and they even hit the post twice in that loss to the Mexicans.
I thought they outplayed Mexico. And remember, all the cards, the yellow cards, the red cards, came with contact from the Mexican player Guadardo, so he was flopping a little bit. Panama paid the price, but they could have easily scored 3 or 4 goals in that game.
Clint Dempsey, the man knocked down here for the United States. The Fulham forward, set piece coming up, and this is Donovan, who's seeing a lot of the ball in this first half for the U.S. Donovan, free kick from the far side of the field. He looks very confident and crisp today, Landon Donovan. Lofted in front. Pinedo comes out to punch that away. The Osasuna keeper. But Mastriani for the U.S. lofts one to the top of the box. Headed down. Dempsey with a shot, and Pinedo is on his game. The 2005 Gold Cup keeper of that tournament has answered the call so far today.
He definitely looks sharp, Steve. This is at least the fourth quality opportunity. Not enough on that shot to bother Pinedo. Bocanegra keeps it alive. And there's the shot on goal.
Back to live action. They fight for it in the midfield. Juan Perez laid this off, and now into open space. Victor Herrera fights for it on the near side. Played by Juan Perez. Blas Perez with a shot that sails just by the far post.
That's the danger of Panama, Steve. Fight in the corner. Perez with a perfect first touch with the left foot. Puts it down to his left and then drives it, just skimming past the far post.
The United States is sensing this is a different kind of game from the last one they played against El Salvador.
Now, this is no walk in the park. Panama out to play. They have the talent. Now the U.S. on the attack again.
Donovan cross in the box. Twellman with a shot that hit his own teammate Dempsey, I believe, and then it's cleared away.
Well, they're getting their opportunities. Nothing you can do about that. Donovan again, the catalyst, plays the ball in, and Twellman whacks it off the back of his own teammate.
Beloy looks like the kind of defender you don't want to mess with.
Well, that's a great entry ball by Landon Donovan, and then Twellman strikes it, hits the back of the heel. Clint Dempsey in an offside position.
Do the safe thing as it's cleared away. Taylor Twellman had a goal versus El Salvador in this tournament. Very familiar with the stadium, of course. He stars for the New England Revolution. Has 7 goals this year for his Major League Soccer club, which plays home games here at Gillette. Pinedo, goal kick. On the U.S. backline, that's cleared away. Onyewu and Perez getting to know each other. This will be possession for Panama.
That should have been a handball. Perez touched it with his right hand. Referee didn't see it, saw the bump by the big man Onyewu.
Twellman will back off. This is possession for Panama and a free kick in U.S. territory. The United States has not surrendered a goal. They haven't trailed, obviously, in this tournament. This one is loose in front, and Tim Howard is able to make the stop. That was off a foot of the onrushing Felipe Beloy.
How many times have we seen Beloy get into the attacking third, get into the penalty box? U.S. very lucky that he didn't make better contact with that ball.
And another foul is called right here, near side of the field. That's Twellman down. Here's another look.
That's a superb opportunity. The referee's assistant came his flag down, kept the flag down. That could have been a goal. Twellman gets cracked.
Beloy back. And nice job to play it off to Marcus Beasley. And this will be a goal kick coming up for Panama. We're in added time in this first half. Sam's Army trying to have its voice heard. Nothing to cheer just yet on the scoreboard, but a number of opportunities for both sides. It's been a pretty evenly played first half here in Foxboro. In the midfield, headed by Bradley High. Herrera tries to control for Panama. Dempsey comes up with it out of the scrum. Has it knocked away, though, and Amilcar Enriquez played it forward for Panama. Loose in the midfield. Blas Perez has it on his foot. Panama's most dangerous player. Tug of the shirt from Michael Bradley shakes that off. Now it's played on the far side. Knocked out by the U.S. Guimarães team. Nip and tuck with the United States so far. Enriquez with the toss in. Bob Bradley looks on in this scoreless first half. Far side of the field. And they say this goes off Mitre, and the United States will take possession. Tim Howard goal kick late in the first half. We'll have highlights coming up in our halftime coverage. Quick check of the watch from Neil Brazan, the referee. In the midfield, that'll do it. No score. First half has come to an end at Foxboro. The U.S. and Panama are locked in a good one. We're back. Foxboro in just a few moments.
Work like a pro. Play like a pro. Tackle tough jobs. Dominate the game. Destroy the competition. Go professional. Choose Makita.
Through the Football for Hope movement, FIFA is committed to protecting children and their rights, furthering social integration and peace and reconciliation. Football for Hope champions health promotion and anti-discrimination. FIFA is firmly committed to using football to resolve some of the most pressing social challenges of our time. Football can change the world.
At the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, we test athletes in the lab. Because we know they'll be tested on the field. Gatorade, the most tested sports drink on the planet.
Halftime at Gillette Stadium, nothing on the scoreboard just yet. The United States and Panama locked in a good quarterfinal alongside Shep Messing. I'm Steve Cangelosi. This is the 9th Gold Cup the United States is competing in. They're trying to get to the semifinals for the 8th time, and it's very apparent those first 45 minutes, this will not be easy.
No, for the U.S. team, Steve, they're up against a formidable opponent. Plenty of chances in the first half, but Panama is dangerous.
Yeah, and on that note, I can't believe there wasn't a goal scored for these 45 minutes. Chances, as he said, plenty of them. Let's take a look.
Plenty of goal-scoring opportunities in the first half. It's Landon Donovan into the box, goes wide. Pinedo with a stop.
Pinedo came up so big in this first half. There's Taylor Twellman who fires wide. The chances, they just kept on coming.
Well, it was Twellman again, skims one off the far post, and Landon Donovan in the box again goes too wide. Pinedo with a world-class save.
One of his best of the first half. Now off a corner kick. The header, Twellman, just misses for the United States.
That's a good run. Squares it, can't get it down on goal.
Another chance for the U.S. Clint Dempsey, but again, Pinedo is there to make the stop.
Best opportunity for Panama. Blas Perez shoots, skims it by the far post. The U.S. again, Twellman hits off his own man.
And this one cleared away. Scoreless game at the half. So this remains a scoreless game. One option for the U.S. head coach Bob Bradley is Eddie Johnson. Now, he was injured, a knee strain in that win over Trinidad and Tobago, but the U.S. says he is okay. He's available to come off the bench. What do you expect in these final 45 minutes?
Well, I like the way Panama played. I think they're going to continue to play that well. For the U.S., Steve, they didn't pass the ball in the first half as well as they were running off the ball and passing against El Salvador. They need more of that to create goal-scoring opportunities.
The United States has not trailed, not for 1 minute in this tournament. It would be interesting to see the approach they take if indeed Panama can strike first. No score. Exciting second half is coming straight up from Foxboro at Gillette Stadium.
At the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, we test athletes in the lab. Because we know they'll be tested on the field. Gatorade, the most tested sports drink on the planet.
The screenings that happen here might be fun or dramatic, but it's not real life. There's another screening that is real life, and it could save your life. It's a screening test for colorectal cancer. the second leading cancer killer of men and women. Screening finds precancerous polyps so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. I got screened. Now it's your turn, so you can stick around and enjoy the show.
If you're 50 or older, get screened for colorectal cancer.
Work like a pro. Play like a pro. Tackle tough jobs. Dominate the game. Destroy the competition. Go professional. Choose Makita.
No substitutions for either team to start the second half. We're underway. The United States all-time in Foxboro. 11 wins, no losses, 2 draws in this city. Looking to remain alive and keep hopes for a Gold Cup 4th title in hand with a victory today. Twellman suffers the early foul here.
Yeah, it's Beloy. He's been all over the place for Panama, wearing the captain's armband, crashes into Taylor Twellman from behind.
Crossed into the box and cleared away by Moreno. Still loose, and now a chance to clear. Nicely done there by Manuel Torres, who just gets it back towards the center of the field.
If you're the U.S., Steve, you've got to be aggressive, but you've got to be patient. Panama playing very well, very organized. I'd like to see the U.S. team use the width of the field ball more, knock the ball around more.
Dempsey has it taken away on the near side. This is possession for the United States. Beasley will walk over to throw it in. Dempsey had the first goal for the United States in this tournament in that opening win over Guatemala. Played by the U.S. and Michael Bradley has it knocked away. This is Manuel Torres now, who plays it wide left side. Panama. Herrera with a little give and go. Now has it on the far side and gives it up in the midfield. This is Herrera as an offside flag went up, and he has the look of, you've got to be kidding me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I spoke about what I'd like to see the U.S. team do well. Look at Panama. I love the way they're playing. Just a step in an offside position, but that's what Panama must do as well. Play quickly, run off the ball, spread the field. I think they have shown they have the ability to get behind the U.S.'s back four.
Set piece coming up. Guimarães, the coach of Panama, looks on. Controlled. Amilcar Enriquez gave it up. Manuel Torres tried to play it, and the follow-through on his kick hit Michael Bradley, who's up slowly. The U.S. midfielder back to his feet. Chance for the United States, though. Now Donovan is brought down. Penalty kick is the call. Neil Brazan, the referee, signals to the spot. And Landon Donovan and the U.S. with a golden chance to take the lead right here.
The look by Pinedo says it all, but Landon Donovan has done a great job for the entire game running at players. I think that's a good call, clearly taken down in the box. PK for the United States.
He's remained aggressive throughout this game.
Rivera's the culprit. Left arm around Landon Donovan, body on top of him. No question, good call, the correct one by the referee.
It'll be Donovan himself who takes the penalty kick. If he puts it in, it'll be his 10th Gold Cup goal. 2 off the all-time record. Luis Roberto Alves of Mexico had a dozen through the years. What a big spot for Landon Donovan now. We saw this ritual in the last game they played.
And he had his first one saved. He was given a chance to take a second. He waited for the keeper to move and slotted it dead center. Let's see what Landon Donovan does now. He's thinking about it. It's a psychology game now for Landon Donovan and this man, Pinedo.
Donovan to his feet, pulls up the socks, and here we go. Pinedo with a number of big stops in that first half. He's got the biggest star on the U.S. team staring him down now. Here's Donovan. 1-0 U.S. He went right side. Pinedo went the other way. The United States on top.
This is cool under pressure. Landon Donovan, remember, had trouble the last time converting. This time, cool, calm, collected, waits till he sees Pinedo moving to the right, slots it home the other way. That's cool.
Only Eric Winalda has scored more goals for the U.S. national team. Donovan, penalty kick, but a big spot, and he puts it home. So in the 60th minute, the United States takes the lead. And they are working on a shutout streak that has gone the duration of this tournament. Panama now needs to score a goal against a team that hasn't surrendered one in this entire Gold Cup.
I don't expect them to quit. Let's see how they play with a little adversity. They've been scrapping Panama. Blas Perez had the best goal-scoring opportunity of the game. Now they're down a goal. No need to panic if you're Panama. But obviously they need to get more players engaged in the attack.
Twellman took it away from Luis Moreno. Played it forward. And let's see how this is called. Beloy is saying Twellman was the last player to touch it. And Luis Moreno is down. The veteran defender, Donovan again, the PK.
Well, I love the way Landon Donovan came back because remember, in group play, he shot to the goalkeeper's right. It was saved. He was given the ability to take it again because the keeper moved before. And that time, Landon Donovan waited for the keeper to move and hit a dead center. Really wasn't a great penalty kick. Got lucky. So now, in a big moment, scoreless game against Panama, knockout stage, he was very calm.
Big tournament for Landon Donovan. Big tournament for the United States, obviously. In the aftermath of a World Cup where Donovan was highly criticized for his performance, with the exception of the tie versus Italy. Many felt he didn't come close to coming to the table with his A game. Sam's Army is up. So too is Luis Moreno. United States now, free kick. It's not Donovan, but Beasley over the ball. DeMarcus scored twice in the win versus El Salvador. Free kick. Bocanegra goal! The captain, Carlos Bocanegra, makes it 2-0 United States.
I talked about the big bodies that the U.S. has available on free kicks. Onyewu, Bocanegra. Bocanegra slips his mark. That's a perfect free kick. It was Blas Perez, responsibility to mark. Bocanegra, he bangs it in.
Beasley had 2 goals in the win versus El Salvador. The 2-time World Cup veteran comes up big on the free kick, and that man getting on the end of it. The United States player of Mexican heritage, Carlos Bocanegra, with a big one. 2-0 your score now, and now this is an uphill climb for Panama. Set piece Panama now, down 2. Torres played it forward. Headed out by the U.S., controlled by Panama, though. This is Juan Perez. Has it taken away, but a whistle did blow. The foul goes against the United States as Perez went down.
Steve, this is a very different game stylistically than the U.S. had in the opening round. Here's Mastroeni getting in there with a foul, but in the opening round it was wide open. This Panamanian team has come out to play, and the U.S. has found it difficult to make it an open, flowing game.
In open space, Donovan tried to push it forward, but that's intercepted. And back the other way, Aguchi Onyewu plays it for the United States. All the way into the midfield. Dempsey got on it. Back to Donovan, who runs into a wall named Luis Moreno. Mastriani is on it now in the midfield.
Well, that's what the U.S. wants to do now with a 2-0 lead, second half, hold the ball, keep possession.
For Beasley now, DeMarcus Beasley, but Pinedo is there to gobble it up.
You know Panama has to come chase the game, so if the U.S. don't gamble, stay organized defensively, let them chase the game, see what you can get on the counter.
This one over the top, it's skied high, cleared out by Bocanegra. Wanting the foul in the box was Blas Perez, but we play on. Panama's star striker wants to even up these calls. Foul called there against Panama.
That should be a card as well. They're yelling still about what they thought should have been a penalty kick on the previous play.
With 5 Panamanian players in his face, Neil Bruzan is trying to restore order to the game. This is not easy. Here's the foul on Dempsey from Manuel Torres.
Yeah, that's from behind. I think that should be a yellow, but here's what they're yelling about. The Panamanian team, they feel Perez was taken down. I don't agree.
Baloy already has a yellow card and needs to be careful in this spot. There's still hope here for Panama. And now a red card comes out to Manuel Torres, who also had a yellow earlier, picked up the second one, and now he's been kicked out of the game. In the 76th minute of play, Panama will be one short.
Well, here's the play. I agree with the referee. That's what all the Panamanian players were arguing about. They knew Torres already had a yellow, and they knew what the referee was thinking. They did their best to talk him out of it. I think that's a good call. I think Panama got some real bad calls against Mexico, but this one they have nobody to blame but themselves. Here's what they were arguing about, that Onyewu, he did drag down Perez. He absolutely has his arm wrapped around the left arm of Perez. I take it back. That could have been a PK as well. But it is what this man says it is. Panama now down 2 goals and down a man.
In a difficult spot with as little as 13+ minutes to play. So now the United States in the driver's seat now. Up 2 and up a man. Beasley laid it off for Dempsey. Panama looks to gobble it up on the near side. Now it'll take a Herculean task. Headed out by the U.S. Throw-in coming up for Panama. Showing a tremendous amount of pride without their full complement of players. Hanging tough with the United States in that first half. Now shorthanded, Phillips goes down. And set to go to his bench is Alexander Guimaray. That's Luis Enriquez, number 17, who's getting set to check in. Blanco plays it towards the U.S. goal, but Howard quickly out. Bornstein plays it ahead to Beasley. DeMarcus Beasley now into the midfield, plays it for Dempsey. Beasley gets it back. Mastriani on the ball now. Plays it wide. Steve Ralston, who checked in for his own club teammate Taylor Twellman. And now Bradley on the ball. Beasley. U.S. stringing together passes up a man. The ability to do that. Bornstein for Beasley. As the clock ticks. Pass from Mastriani is off the mark. Here's Blanco on the ball now, who plays it back.
If you're the U.S., Steve, you've got the man up, you've got the 2-goal lead. Play the ball quickly, spread the field, make Panama chase.
Beasley for the U.S. Plays it forward for Bornstein now. Bornstein into open space, making a run as Donovan lays it off. Dempsey, stutter step, had it taken away. Getting back to defend was Carlos Rivera.
Yeah, that's not good enough by Clint Dempsey. That's a great, great ball played into him by Landon Donovan, and that is just way too lackadaisical in the box. There's Donovan right here. Take a touch. You cannot take time to try and dance around a defender. That's just not hungry enough. Doesn't have to be beautiful. He would have been better off hitting it first time. No reason he can't hit that ball first time. allows the defender to get back. Rivera, that's a mistake by this man, Clint Dempsey.
Donovan gave it to him on a silver platter right there.
That's where you try and get too fancy for your own good.
Tim Howard for the United States gets set. Guimarães' team trying to keep hope alive.
That's a real late flag, but I believe correct. And the man I just criticized coming out of the game. You get an opportunity like that all alone at the 6-yard box with a square ball from Landon Donovan. You need to put that away with the right foot, not try and put it behind your back and beat a defender.
Brian Ching will come in for the United States, the Hawaiian-born U.S. national. He has a goal in this tournament. It was a big one against Trinidad and Tobago, the second win for the United States. So the substitution is made. Baloy has it for Panama. Cross for Moreno, and now Blanco. Moreno over the top. Into open space. Blas Perez now. 3 U.S. defenders around him. Shakes loose. Shot. Score! Blas Perez keeps Panama alive with that goal in the 85th minute. Don't go anywhere yet. This is 2-1.
We talked about the danger of Panama. 3 U.S. defenders converge. Frankie Haydock. Onyewu is in there, a 3rd U.S. player in. That's a disaster. And when you make a mistake with a player like Blas Perez, he's going to punish you. It was Ralston, Onyewu, and Frankie Haydock. The ball squirms free, and the U.S. gets punished.
So Panama's star keeps hope alive. Remember, they're shorthanded, but it's 2-1. His 3rd goal of the tournament now makes this interesting. And the United States finally gives one up. Ricardo Phillips tried to play it forward. Knocked away by the U.S. and into open space. They'll get a chance on a counterattack here. Ching couldn't get up to it. Baloy is marching forward. In added time, the shutout streak for the United States ended at 254 minutes. They finally surrender a goal in this Gold Cup. But Panama has to work quickly. Rivera and Blanco at midfield. Over the top. Loose. Phillips tried to get a foot on it, but Bornstein got there in time.
There were some more pleas by Panama for a handball in the box. Onyewu goes up for it. I don't see where the foul was. Yes, that's a good call. Now it's a handball, but Onyewu was hit in the head before that.
Oguchi Onyewu backs off. The United States now just trying to kill this game. Beasley races over. Tries to push it forward, could not. Moreno into open space down the right side. Knocked away by the U.S. This is a throw-in as Bocanegra just played it out. Still a chance for Panama. Ricardo Phillips has it knocked away. In the midfield, Blanco now. Plays it wide. Into the box, Perez. Watches Haydock head it away. Mastriani challenges and gets it from Perez. Mastriani into open space will kill some time. Beasley for the United States now. Foul called, and it's against Baloy. The winner gets Canada on Thursday.
Well, DeMarcus Beasley just trying to manage the clock, hold the ball, cut it back.
And that'll do it. It is all over. The United States hangs on. Terrific game. 2-1, the United States wins it. I'm not sure what's more heartbreaking, the loss in the final 2 years ago or this one. Panama gave it a good try. The U.S. wins it. We're back with a wrap in a moment.
Work like a pro. Play like a pro. Tackle tough jobs. Dominate the game. Destroy the competition. Go professional. Choose Makita.
Through the Football for Hope movement, FIFA is committed to protecting children and their rights, furthering social integration and peace and reconciliation. Football for Hope champions health promotion and anti-discrimination. FIFA is firmly committed to using football to resolve some of the most pressing social challenges of our time. Football can change the world.
At the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, we test athletes in the lab. Because we know they'll be tested on the field. Gatorade, the most tested sports drink on the planet.
So the United States marches on to the semifinals of the Gold Cup for the 8th time in their history. Welcome back. U.S. wins 2-1 against Panama alongside Shep Messing. I'm Steve Cangelosi. It sets up a date with Canada on Thursday at Soldier Field. We didn't think it would be easy, and for the United States, it certainly wasn't, Shep.
No, you get to the knockout stage, and I give Panama a lot of credit. They made it a game. The U.S. had to play hard. They got lucky, but they got the goals they needed.
Well, all those missed opportunities in the first half, some of them turned into goals in the second half. Let's take a look at the game's highlights.
Plenty of action in the first half. The U.S., Landon Donovan in the box, takes it wide. Pinedo with a big save.
Yeah, but missed opportunities were the story of the first half, like Taylor Twellman right there, just grazing one off the post, and here's Donovan again.
Well, again, too acute an angle. Pinedo with the world-class save. The U.S. continued to press. Taylor Twellman, the glancing header off the crossbar.
And this time around, Dempsey is stopped in front by Pinedo. Blas Perez tried it the other way, but he was off the mark.
Well, the U.S. continued. Twellman blasts it, hits his teammate Dempsey, and it's cleared out. The second half, more of the same. The U.S., Landon Donovan in the box. Rivera takes him down. What's it going to be? Penalty kick.
Donovan would step up and, with his 10th career Gold Cup goal, give the United States the lead. Would it be easy? No, but it gets easier when they add another off this free kick.
Great one by DeMarcus Beasley, and it's Bocanegra. Beasley whips it in with the left foot, and there's Bocanegra, bangs it in for the second goal.
2 goals, 3 minutes apart. Then Dempsey is brought down by Manuel Torres, and this is a crushing blow for Panama.
Oh, Panama's got to feel like the world's against them. Against Mexico Cards, now they're down a man. U.S. continues to surge. Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey. What is he doing? That's a hot dog move. Bob Bradley took him out. Panama didn't quit. Blas Perez, he makes it 2-1.
But unfortunately for Panama, this would be the lone highlight. So the United States victory means semifinals. Canada on Thursday. We watched both of these teams from start to finish earlier today. What do you make of this semifinal?
I think it's going to be a great game. I think the U.S. is playing well, but I think they're up against a tough opponent. Canada has some individual players like de Guzman, de Rosario, who can create problems.
That's a wrap from Foxboro, Gillette Stadium. The United States marches on to the semifinals with a 2-1 victory over Panama. For Shep Messing, I'm Steve Cangelosi, and again, we hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Concacaf Gold Cup 2007.